Oh yeah, it's business time. It's business time. It's business. It's business time. That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, let's get down to business. It's business time. It's business. It's business time.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Global Citizen here. Huge day yesterday. Huge day. We had our very first client engagement, and we had hired the photographer. You guys saw how that worked. We got the proposal out there. Now yesterday we actually had to do the work, right? So in that process document that we had, handed it to the subcontractor, walked her through what I expected that day. I gotta tell you that some things worked and some things didn't, right? So that's why it's really important to understand your process. If you are truly the captain of this ship, you got to understand how the ship works, right? You got to understand the moving parts of the ship. So let me walk you through a little bit of the overview, and then we'll kind of deep dive into each part of it. So number one, photographer has to get to the event. Number two, photographer has to introduce herself to the client. Number three, photographer has to make sure that all the people there are engaged. They understand that her role there that night is to capture the moments and kind of work with the crowd. Number four, take the shots and ultimately edit them down and deliver them to the client. Now you remember that specifically this client had one request, well, two requests, but one request was that she got the pictures 48 hours after the event. That is critical. If she doesn't get it within 48 hours, we haven't done our job. This is an opportunity for us to shine and differentiate ourselves from the competition. So, what could go wrong? Her preferred mode of delivery was an FTP server with a login and a password. Basically, take the files and drop them on a server somewhere else. She will look at them later. That information didn't work. Okay? Let me say that again. That information did not work. But having anticipated and understanding the different parts of our process, what I had told the photographer is, are you working with a laptop? Please bring your laptop to the event. And she did that. And she burned a CD for the client right then and there. So not only did we demonstrate that we can edit extremely quickly, but we can also deliver in modes other than what you're asking for. So we understand the delivery process. Secondly, we didn't just leave it at that. This is where my photographer really came through for me. So the FTP server didn't work. She used a different delivery mechanism called YouSend, or YouSendIt. I don't know. I'll put the link on the blog post today. But so check it out. So she started creatively thinking of solutions on how to get those photos to me, right? So, ultimately delivered the photos. The client's happy. In tomorrow's episode, what I need to figure out is how am I going to bill the client. This is another thing that didn't go quite as I had anticipated, right? The photographer wanted to get paid up front, right? She came through a referral. I'm okay with that because she came through a referral. If that's what's going to make her feel comfortable and establish a trust relationship, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So right now, that $1,000 that we spent the $1,000 that we set aside to start this business, I am down $140 because I've advance paid my photographer. But that's okay because that same trust relationship that I set up is the reason why I have the files even though the FTP server didn't work. You see what I mean? You give a little, you get a little. You give a little and you get a little. But ultimately, guys, this ship now has a little bit of fuel. We're moving forward. That's it for today's episode. Global Citizen out.